On the table. Take a shot of liquid courage. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Paul. How you doing, partner?
Phone died. Oh, you just quit.
I quit. Paul said, hey.
All right. Trying to make sure we got everything turned on. Paul, thank you for being here tonight. We appreciate it, buddy. Can you hear us? Paul, can you hear us? Audio good tonight?
He said good.
We've worked on it a little bit, so hopefully we've got our issues straightened out.
I sure hope so.
I think it's like I said, I think it's microphones.
He said, let's hear about Pennhurst.
That's right. Let's get some people in here. Where's everybody at tonight?
Yeah, everybody else call up sick. Paul, what's up, Branson?
Be in the house. Cool. Paul said audio sounds good.
Yeah. Sounds good.
I'm not going to turn it up. Not going to touch it. I think it's going to be okay.
Let it roll.
Hey, everybody, get on in here. Wednesday Night Live, episode 110. And we just realized for the last 6 episodes, I numbered them wrong. Going back through our video list of our lives, we have 2 episode 104s. So we actually called last week 108 when it was 109.
Yeah.
So this week we were thinking it was 109, and it's 110.
Yeah.
So Wednesday Night Live, episode 110 is tonight. It's not 109. I did a good job missing that up.
It's all
but that's okay. It's ours. We can do what we want.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Hope everybody's doing good. We are Down South Supernatural. I am Father.
And my name's Riley.
Big Riley. The big one. Anyway, thanks everybody for coming in here. Might be a slow one tonight. I'm not sure.
Yeah, don't look like we're getting that much attention tonight.
That's okay. People will watch we've learned that people watch the videos later. We're thankful for the ones who do watch it live. We appreciate y'all. Y'all are number one.
Yeah, they're the number one.
No doubt about that. I believe that's exactly right. Something about finding a $20 bill. Good gracious. It don't happen much. I don't carry much cash, so I don't worry about it. I find that if I don't carry much cash, I don't spend much. So that helps me more than anything. Oh yeah, the pocket of your old jeans. I remember one time when I was a little boy, and I was living with my mother at the time. Probably, I don't know how I can remember this. I was probably less than 5 years old, 5 or 6, somewhere in there. And we were poor. I'm just going to tell you, we were poor. We were poor. We were poor. I remember her. We were in a trailer park. And she was counting money one day. We were in the piggy bank. We were rolling pennies to pay the rent in that trailer. Oh yeah, I remember her doing it. And she was back in the closet. She was going through old pocketbooks, and she found a $20 bill. And way back then, it was just like she found $1,000 today.
Yeah.
So Paul, I get it. She found that $20 bill in her old pocketbook, and it was like we had struck rich. It was amazing. So yeah, without a doubt. But yeah, we'll get right into it, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Episode 110. We've said that 5 or 6 times. Let's get it on. We did. Man, Riley and I, my wife and daughter, down south mama, down south sister, Kenzie, we made our way to Pennsylvania.
Pennhurst Asylum.
Pennhurst Asylum. Good night, man.
I got the shirt on if you can't see.
Now can you see? Roll it on back. Let's see what you got. Oh yeah, looks good.
Yeah,
I like that shirt.
Paracon shirt.
That blue looks good on the black too. Looks
Yeah.
like a good down south
Blue
color.
and black. Yeah.
Oh, Lee, you gonna have Lee out of all the people we get on our lives, Lee. I think you were the only one who give us your address for T-shirts, and they'll be on the way.
Yeah.
Man, I was hoping we'd have a bunch of people because we had a good crowd on live last weekend.
Yeah, we did.
So anyway, it's not too late. If you want a free down south T-shirt, message Riley Sasser. Message Riley Sasser.
Message me
On Messenger. That's the easiest way.
Yeah.
And we'll hook you up with the shirt. We're gonna mail out some more Friday. We'll be at the store on Friday. We'll mail out some more. But yeah, we made our way to Pennhurst Asylum, Pennsylvania, bucket list opportunity place.
Yeah.
We went to the Paracon, as we've been talking about for the last 2 weeks, hoping to meet some of the folks we see on TV, some of the people Riley he's been watching for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Jason Halls,
Nick Groff,
the
Ghost Brothers.
Oh man, the Ghost Brothers. Those dudes are funny, man.
They're hilarious.
And another one we met that we had no clue. It was really neat. Was the guy in the movies, in the Halloween movies, who played
Michael Myers.
Michael Myers. That dude was really nice. And if you happen to wonder, in the Halloween movies, say it's about digital stream up there. Anyway, in the Halloween movies, Michael Myers is, he's a giant in the movies, man. Come to find out, this guy who played him, he didn't play Michael Myers in every movie, but I think he played 3 or 4. I ain't sure, 3 or 4. But he's 6'9", and he's every bit of 6'9".
Yeah.
He stood towering over all of us because we're a little bit short. My family's a little short,
I'm not.
Yeah, you're short. You're short, no matter what you think. Come on, camera. Let's see. Camera does good. Oh, there we go. So yeah, you check him out. I'm 6'4".
No, you ain't.
I'm 6'4". Riley's he's standing there about 5'6". But anyway, this dude's 6'9". He played Michael Myers, man, and he's every bit of 6'9". I was picking on him when we walked up to him, man. Are you really 6'9"? All right, Paul. Yeah, we'll get you an XL shirt, no doubt, buddy. No charge. We're giving something. We're trying to clean up some of our old shirts. But anyway, dude's super nice. Come to find out, he was a wrestler, professional wrestler at one time. He's been in lots of other movies too. So it was really cool to meet him.
And we met Josh Gates.
Yeah, Josh Gates. We met several of the people, man. I will say we didn't know what to expect going to Pennhurst. We had, we knew it was going to be a big place, kind of Google mapping it. Looked like the buildings were spread out a little bit, and they were when we got there.
Yeah.
But what we really underestimated was we took a backpack, and we actually were going to say we were going to go live from there. There is zero signal at that place. You don't go live there.
Yeah.
Well, we couldn't with our cell service. We couldn't go live.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't have went live anyway. We had planned. We took a backpack. We took some small equipment. We had planned to investigate because the tickets that we purchased would allow us to investigate 3 buildings and inside the tunnel. And we had a time slot between like 2 p.m. and 5. So, as we got there, you'll see in a few pictures. We'll post a few pictures. Man, this place was what we underestimated was the amount of people that were going to be there.
Yeah.
We didn't know what to expect. So we actually, in our mind, I told him, I said, man, we'll be able to investigate, maybe a little loud, but no chances. Every building we went through, we were bumping shoulders. There were, and I'm not exaggerating, there were thousands of people there. We got there at our time slot. We were supposed to be there at like 10 a.m. to get in with our tickets. We were a little late. We got there about 10:30, but that didn't matter. We waited in a line with several hundred people ahead of us. But there were thousands already in the gate. We didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Every parking lot that place has, and they have a lot of parking, y'all.
Yeah.
A lot of parking. It was all full. People were walking in, and they were getting van loads. People were parking out down the road a mile away, and they were bussing people in. So the place was just it was a heck of a success because
packed.
I think the cheapest ticket you could buy to get in there, like for one day, was $49, $50. You might as well say. I think. Don't quote me on that. But let's just say there was 10,000 people rolled through there. That place made some money. But even there were lots of people who didn't get the $49 ticket like we did. We got the $100 tickets, $100 per person. But there were some that were over 200 per person, and there were a lot of those people there. And that got you a meal on Saturday night with the guests, and rub shoulders with those folks and all that good stuff. Which would probably be a good time, but we won't plan to hang out all night there.
Yeah.
But anyway, with all that being said, it was still a good time. We just underestimated. We underestimated the amount of people that were going to be there, so that totally shot our investigation. But what it didn't shoot to give us an idea, we will be going back. Yeah. The places from all the places that we've investigated before, the big name places. I mean, this place here is a lot cheaper than those other places.
Yeah.
I will say this place. Some of the places we've been have been in rough shape. This place is it needs some help. There's places in it that I wouldn't recommend going in.
Yeah.
In the dark. In the daytime, you're fine. You can navigate your way pretty good. Yeah. But in the dark, man, some of this places it's in shambles.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it's a heck of a job to try to upkeep old buildings like this.
Yeah.
These buildings were started in 1903.
Something like that.
And went in service in 1908. So the building's really old.
Yeah.
And you can tell it. The weather and time, Father Time has put something on. But it's still, when you walk up to the place, you can feel it. What's up, Big Deal? Glad to have you back, buddy. We've been missing Big Deal since we went to OSR. We kind of reconnected a little bit today. We've been trying to get up with Big Deal for several weeks now, just making sure he's good. He's good.
Yeah.
Oh, he's saying he's been absent, dude. He's had some family things, and we all have them family things. Yeah, Dylan, we're glad to have you back, buddy.
Glad to have you back.
We've missed you, and you got a new cell phone, so we thought we had lost you permanently.
Yeah.
Man got a new number, and I said, man, Riley, I don't know what's going on, but big deal, Big Squeal is upset with us about something.
Yeah, he got black ops on us.
But anyway, we're glad we got back with you, Dylan. Thank you for being on the live tonight.
Yeah.
But like I say, Pennhurst is all that. We're going to be going back. GPS from our way said 7 hours. When you get up around the way we have to go from our house is up through. We had to go through Richmond, up around Washington, and around Baltimore. But around Washington and Baltimore, complete havoc. Was just stop and go traffic. So our 6 hour and 45-minute trip ended up taking us about 8.5 hours. Excuse me. That was going there and coming back.
Yeah. So
I mean, and it still wasn't bad as OSR was over 10 hours for us, right?
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh my goodness. Congratulations.
Crazy,
Congratulations are in order. So Dylan said he had a big announcement tonight. Number 3 is on the way. Dylan, I told you, buddy, you've been spending too much time at home. You hadn't been out investigating enough.
Yeah.
Now, all joking aside, man, that's a gift from God.
Yeah.
And you got 2 kids already, and both of them are healthy. And the third one's coming, and no doubt it'll be the same. So congratulations. The Down South Supernatural team is growing quickly, thanks to Dylan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations, Big Deal. Big deal with another. Anyway, I'll show you guys a little bit, some pictures that we took, just a little video roll. We'll show it to you instead of, it'll give you a good insight. You can look at the buildings and you can tell the disparity that some of them are in. Some of them in good shape, but like I said, we couldn't investigate. It was packed. And actually, when we were leaving Saturday afternoon, that people were still piling in. I have no clue. They finally closed the gate because they sold out the tickets and they shut the gate.
Yeah.
Because so many people that they didn't have no more room. For sure.
Crazy.
So let me show you a few pictures, guys, from Pennhurst. Yeah. See if we can do this correctly. There's got to be something better than StreamYard. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was sound. One of them things. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it was a good time. I guess you guys saw the picture show anyway. It was really cool. Nick Roth, Tessa, Jason Halls,
The rest of the ghost hunters
Steve, and
team.
what's the other dude's name?
Tango.
Tango. Yeah, those guys were cool. Everybody was cool. What Riley and I noticed though, the lines that you had to get into, you're here now. It's a little bit late now.
Yeah.
But the lines that you had to get into were kind of long. The lines were long to meet the people, get their autographs. The craziest thing that we noticed, of course, are any of those guys that we met, are any of them on TV now? Actually, TV. Have a show on TV.
Jason Hawes is still on that list.
But anything new, right? Nothing really new other than Zach and Ghost Adventures.
Yeah.
So Ghost Brothers are off. Jason, I mean, they got YouTube series.
Why Vet?
Hey, Yvette, thanks for joining. But what I'm saying, none of them have TV shows anymore.
No.
Other than Ghost Adventures.
And Nick Roth's got that Death Walker.
But it's not on TV though.
It's on YouTube.
All of them have YouTube stuff that they're still doing.
Yeah.
Even the Project Fear guys. Those are the guys that, if you remember a while back, everybody accused Zach Bagans of getting them kicked off the TV networks, of course.
Yeah.
I have no comment on that. I wasn't there, so I don't know. And I won't comment if I wasn't there. Hearsay is just that, it's hearsay. So I won't, we all hear the things. But what I was going to say is, we've watched all the shows. We like watching all of them.
Yeah.
But the lines were kind of long to see every one of them. And we stand in line for hours.
Yeah.
To see them. But what we noticed was the one group that had the longest line there the whole time to get their autograph and meet them was the Ghost Brothers.
Yeah.
They probably had the shortest season on TV networks.
Yeah.
They've been ghost hunting the least amount of time of all the groups, because they admitted it. They were like, man, we just started ghost hunting. They didn't know anything about ghost hunting. Their first thing they ghost hunted was a place in Savannah, Georgia. Kind of like us, one of the biggest places we went, Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah.
But they hired a dude. I can't remember the name. It was just funny to hear them tell the tale. But like I said, they're so likable. People like them, and they're funny. They are hilarious, funny, easy to get along with.
They are,
and they're real. They're not put on. They are what you see, man.
Yeah.
They're hilarious. But what I was saying is, it's so funny. They've ghost hunted the least amount of time of everybody on the networks. They were on TV the least amount of time of everybody on the networks.
Yeah.
But their line at this show was 5 times longer than everybody there. Everybody wanted to meet them and get to know them. So it was they are on YouTube. Yeah. So it was really cool to notice that. I told Riley, I said, man, look at this, man. They remind me of Ric Flair. You know, the oldest ride in the park with the longest line.
Yeah.
So they have the fans without a doubt.
Yeah.
They had a big stack of T-shirts they were selling, and I'm pretty sure they didn't last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But anyway, with everything being said, man, Pennhurst Asylum is all that. It's amazing. We are going to go back.
Yeah, down south.
If we have to go back by ourselves, so be it. I will say, I do not think you can investigate Pennhurst Asylum in one day, in one night. There are so many buildings. There are at least 9 or 10 buildings. Now, with that being said, I don't know how many buildings they actually let you go in. There were several buildings you could not go in. They're just in bad shape. But there were the buildings that you could go in. They were in rough shape, but they were, you can investigate.
Yeah.
But it was just so hard to get a feel. Naturally, we got the feel because when we pull up, we're looking for that. We're looking for that weight. We're looking to see what kind of feelings we might get. And even with piles of people there, when I walked in that first building we went in, and I started looking at the old rooms in the infirmary part of one of the buildings.
Yeah.
had the doctor's office, not offices, but it's kind of, you could tell it was an infirmary. You could feel it there, man. You could feel the sadness in that place.
Yeah.
Even though it was full of people walking everywhere, really loud, people laughing, people having a good time. It was just, you could feel the sadness, and a lot of sadness is happening at Pennhurst Asylum. I'm not going to bore everybody with it. You guys look it up. There's a hell of a history with Pennhurst Asylum.
Yeah.
It's just, and in 1987, it was finally shut down. There was a lawsuit, maybe from one of the old patients, their family, about how bad the children and the folks there were being mistreated, not being fed properly, not eating good food, right down to not being clothed, not being helped. People sitting in wheelchairs all day long. A lot of people that, the tunnels, they got underground tunnels. They connect every building there.
Right.
And they would leave people in tunnels, man.
You know when you're watching a video, it gets advertisements every now and then.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
Oh, Monster. Don't advertise Monster. They ain't sending us no money in a while. They need to send some money. We don't want no more Monster drinks. He's got a whole cooler full of them.
Yeah.
A whole cooler. We need money. We need some investigation money.
Yeah. Where you at?
Yeah. Even the ghost drink, we tried them.
Yeah.
But anyway, Pennhurst Asylum, Paracon, man, there's so many things to take away. So PD Region Paranormal, they'll be putting on their Paracon in October of this year. First weekend in October. Down south, to be heading to that around the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina area.
Yeah.
Brian, we talked to him, and we've been invited. We might even speak. We're going to be a vendor. We're going to sell some down south supernatural shirts for sure. We're going to have plenty of those. We're going to take those.
Some hats and some cozies.
Yeah, whatever.
Stickers.
Might even do a few autographs.
Yeah. I might even take Andy behind me.
Oh, man, we could take Andy. Out of all the other dolls we've brought in, I don't think we got anything. And this dude, he hadn't acted up. I'm telling you, we've had some EMF, go off a little bit, but really nothing lately. Because we hadn't been here messing with him in the last 3 or 4 or 5 days, really, since we left to go to Pennhurst.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got a lot of things to take away, a lot of things to learn. It'll be the first Paracon that PD Region Paranormal. They're going to be a part of.
Yeah.
Also, we're going to be back helping Jason Smith, Only Phantoms, and Robbie with Mysterium Inc. They're going to be doing their Paracon next year. They're skipping this year, so next, I think they're going to do it in September. We're going to try to help them as they wish us to help them. Down south's going to help them get this thing going. We're going to kind of go ahead and start spreading the word. There will be a Paracon at Devil's Tramping Ground in North Carolina next September. It's going to happen. So, man, vendors, this place had hundreds and hundreds of vendors. There's no telling how much money Pennhurst Asylum pulled in off of vendor booth pay, ticket sales, because I'm pretty sure they had to pay the guys who were there, the TV guys. I'm pretty sure they had to pay them well. I get it.
Yeah.
And they got paid well for their autographs and everything else, but that's what they're supposed to do. They bring the crowd.
Yeah.
Anyway, with that being said, Pennhurst Asylum was awesome. We are going to go back and investigate it without a doubt.
Yeah, we are. And there is something else we wanted to mention. There's an announcement that my uncle made to me the other day at my mom's coffee shop. It turns out that Greenville, North Carolina, will be hosting their first ever annual horror festival.
A little horror action.
Yeah. And
I don't know what date that is. We're going to look into it.
Yeah.
Will it be their first one? Because I've been seeing some people posting some of it. We might even get a little booth there if they'll let us. I don't know how much horror we can put on, but we'll go. Whatever. We'll see how it goes. That will be a good time. Be good for Greenville.
Yeah.
Maybe they can grow it and get into a bigger spot. I think it's going to be at one of the hotels in their convention area.
Okay.
So that'll be a good thing. We're going to be checking on that.
Yeah.
As well as are we still going to Old Hospital on College
Yeah,
Hill?
in June. I think it's June 27th.
I think Angel, it might have been up in the air a little bit. I'm not sure if that date's going to stay. I think Angel said he may have to work. I don't know. Whatever. We'll get it. If it don't work, we'll get it rescheduled. That's Angel's taking care of that one.
And I wanted to mention we were planning to go to Trans Allegheny with Angel and one of his friends, but Angel's got to work the weekend that we were supposed to go to Trans Allegheny.
Sweet, Yvette. You guys, Haunting Angels will be. Oh, thanks, Leah. Thank you for hopping on. We appreciate it. Yes. Thank you. We appreciate that. So he's going to reschedule. Which one you got to reschedule? Both of them, Angel. So Yvette, you're going to be at Hospital on Old College Hill. Is that what you're talking about on June? What did you say? June 21st. Yep.
Yeah, June 21st. He said we will.
Old Hospital, gotcha.
Yvette said that.
So yeah, Haunting Angels will be at Hospital in Old College Hill on June 21st. I've never been there, and I've seen pictures of it, so that's going to be an awesome time. Also, Yvette, you guys, Haunting Angels will be putting, I think, your video for Ohio State Reformatory is this Friday at 4:30. You can announce that if you want to. I think I'm right. If I got the time wrong, correct me, Yvette.
And Angel said he was going to reschedule both of those.
Okay, cool.
And
this Saturday at 4:30. Thank you for correcting me. I don't know why I was thinking it was Friday. So
okay.
Check out Haunting Angels this Saturday at 4:30. They'll be dropping their video for Ohio State Reformatory.
Yeah. Awesome.
Cool. Well, thank you. I'm glad you got up here and reminded us, Yvette.
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
So we'll be rescheduling that. We will. Another thing that's kind of been on our mind the last few days, you guys, especially in the paranormal, supernatural world, horror film world, you guys have seen Annabelle the doll, right? Everybody knows Annabelle the doll. Actually, is it the correct doll? You see the Raggedy Ann? Definitely, that may be the correct doll, but it's not the doll that was used in the movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
The doll in the movie looks a lot more.
Annabelle in the movie is porcelain.
Gotcha. And it looks a lot different than the innocent looking Raggedy Ann, for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, our thoughts on that, man. I guess you guys have seen that doll's kept in Ed and Lorraine Warren's museum up north, I think. Not 100% sure about that. I'm not exactly where it's at, Connecticut.
And it's been moving all around now on a road tour.
Yeah, they're doing it in 2 or 3 locations. I guess you guys look in the news, you'll see it.
When they took it to Louisiana, so I don't know if somebody had opened the case or something, but it seems that prisoners from the jail, a few
Here.
praise God.
Man, I clicked this out, guys. Sorry, we lost you.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're talking about Annabelle. She's been on the road again.
Yeah.
Naturally, and you believe what you want. I know there are haunted objects.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to figure out what I really do believe with the haunted objects.
And it seems a few days ago when she made her stop in Louisiana, she was by a prison and there were inmates who escaped, and also a building across the street burnt down.
So I don't know the whole story. But our friend Alex Matsuo, she's a historian. She's an author.
Yeah.
You guys can check her out. She's a pretty smart lady. She
Yeah.
also does roller derby. I was trying to get her on tonight. She was like, "Oh, I can't be on tonight. 8 to 10, I have roller derby practice." I thought, "Oh my gosh, she's going to take some frustration out on somebody tonight."
Yeah. Well, like Dylan said, he said Annabelle does burn down that plantation in Louisiana.
Yeah, we were going to speak on it a little bit, a little bit of a lot, but we think we're going. I kind of like the way Alex put it in perspective. You guys tell me what you think when it's over. But let's see if we can. Man, now I'm worried that I'm really worried you won't get the sound from her.
Yeah.
So I'm really worried about it. So I'm gonna try to do the share screen again. Let's see. I'm gonna share the whole screen.
While you do that, I'm gonna go to the bathroom again.
All right, get it then. All right, guys, we're gonna try. I'm gonna try to share Alex's screen. I hope you guys can hear it. I apologize. There was some audio with our Pennhurst Asylum video, but it says if I share the whole screen and I give it permission to play, it should play. It should have audio as well as video, of course. Let's see here. I'm gonna edit. I'm a. All right, I stopped it, guys. Did you could you hear her? Did you hear audio when I started playing Alex's video?
I could.
I know we hear it great. That's the sad part. Everything we usually hear really good here. What was that? About wiped out.
Yeah, I'm not.
Good job. No audio. Damn it,
Wow.
man. Get on it, man. No audio. So I'm gonna try it one more time. It says if I share the whole screen. This may work. This may work, guys. This may work. Let's try that again.
So many of you have messaged me about Annabelle being on tour. And I'm going to be honest.
All right. Did you hear it that time? Somebody tell me, yeah, I think you heard it. We're hearing it the whole time, so we can't tell if you are or not. To the show, Angel. I might have to go back and roll the camera back. Oh, sweet. You can hear it now. All right, we're going to let her play. So this is Alex Matsuo. She's awesome. This is her take on Annabelle the doll. You guys, hold on a minute. We're going to let her play.
While many are excited, I'm over here doing an eye roll. First, let's be clear. Annabelle is a Raggedy Ann doll and not the creepy porcelain prop from the Conjuring franchise. Now that I've gotten that out of the way, I'm sorry to break it to some of you, but the real story of Annabelle is inconsistent and shady. By the way, a bunch of people have debunked Annabelle numerous times since the 70s. And this is where critical thinking in the paranormal is very important because the plot holes are glaring. Now, my first exposure to Annabelle came from reading Gerald Brittle's book, The Demonologist, which was a book that he wrote about Ed and Lorraine Warren. And I actually read this back in middle school. The story that I first read dates back to 1970 when two nursing students came into possession of Annabelle. And I believe there was a boyfriend as well. The nurses came into possession of the doll. They started noticing weird things right away. They consulted a medium. The medium told them that the doll was possessed by a little girl named Annabelle Higgins, who had died before the apartment building was built, and, make her feel welcomed and whatnot. Like the plot in most horror movies, the nurses gave Annabelle permission to hang around. Then things got dark. Things started to get sinister. The doll was moving by itself and moving positions. The nurses and the boyfriend get freaked out, and so they call in Ed and Lorraine Warren. Now, if you've ever done research on Ed and Lorraine Warren, you're going to notice a pattern. Anytime that they make visits to people who call them and ask them for help, they usually bring a reporter with them. And that's what they did in this case when Ed and Lorraine visited the nurses. They brought a reporter by the name of Jill Amadio. who of course then wrote an article about the case. Not long after Ed and Lorraine Warren got involved with the Annabelle case, then things started to get dark. All of a sudden, Annabelle was demonic. And then there was another version where Annabelle actually died in a car crash in front of the apartment building. And then Annabelle was demonic again. So the story changed. It started to change and get dark. And as we know, dark stuff gets more publicity. And honestly, whichever version you heard was the version that Ed felt like telling that day. So the Warrens had been milking this story for decades, and now their son-in-law, Tony, is continuing that legacy. If you look up any of the accidents or the motorcycle death that's associated with Annabelle, it's been debunked. But in all truth, Annabelle is not dangerous. She is not evil. She is not demonic. She is a doll who's been locked in a case for over 50 years and being used as a prop for spooky PR. Now, would I go see Annabelle? Yeah, I mean, I have seen Annabelle a couple times. So, it was fun. I mean, it was more for me like seeing a relic of paranormal history than an actual haunted item. And because the more we feed energy into something, the more hypothetically real it could become. So could Annabelle be haunted now? Maybe. But this also tells us that Annabelle reflects us more than anything spooky or paranormal. Energy is what you make of it. So many of you have messaged me about Annabelle.
Okay, so what's your thoughts? Yvette, I totally agree with what she says too. I didn't want to copy her. My thoughts were exactly just about the same. I definitely do not know all the history on Annabelle, this Annabelle doll, like she does. Like she said, she read the first book about Annabelle in I think she said in elementary school. I don't think I read a book. I don't think I've ever read a book fully all the way through, especially in any school. Yeah, I totally agree. So yeah, so what they're saying is she's not haunted. She's no more haunted than what the Warrens made her out to be. It ended up being not a publicity stunt, but hey, it kind of like it'd be like a Google ad. The darker they made Annabelle seem, the more people wanted to see her. Same way today. So people would naturally recognize this doll coming in a big box, and people throwing holy water on the doll and the box and everything around it. And naturally it's dark. Riley's made it back from his pit stop.
Yep, Riley did.
Yeah. So Paul's up in there. He's not sure. I don't think the doll's haunted. I'm just gonna say it. Now, what Riley and I were talking about, it does make you wonder. We were speaking earlier about it. What we thought. People have been talking about this doll. People have been giving this doll energy for how many years now?
Is it in
for a long time?
Hundreds of years?
No, man, it ain't been 100 years.
A
maybe,
while
maybe
now.
40 years. I'm not sure. Maybe 40. Maybe 50 years. Whatever. Doesn't matter how long it is. So is it possible that all the energy and the attention this doll gets is making it haunted?
Could create.
I mean, is the energy? I mean, we all the thought process, the people thinking about it, people making things out of it, and over time, does that make it haunted?
Making something out of nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yvette's is just a doll. She's seen things about it and warns that are not true. Absolutely. I honestly feel like a lot of things, like she was saying, if you ever seen Ed and Lorraine Warren come up, doesn't matter if it was a dark situation or not, they always made it dark. It was demonic. There was possession.
Yeah.
There was everything bad was bad, and it was there. Anytime they showed up, it just always was.
Mm-hmm.
So in ghost hunting, I'd like to say, and I've said it before, everywhere you go is not haunted. Everywhere you go is not dark. There is not something dark and demonic everywhere we go, is there?
There really aren't.
I mean, we've been to places we get nothing, and we don't post it. If we get anything, we don't post it. We'll say, hey man, we didn't get much there. That's not saying it's not haunted. It wasn't when we were there, right? We didn't catch anything.
But I will tell you, we have been to places that I truly didn't think I was going to make it out at a certain point because I was getting scratched up. I was getting pushed around
Yeah.
by something I could not see.
Yeah.
I couldn't fight back. I thought we were done. Dylan can back me up with that. He's in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not saying there aren't haunted objects. Yeah, I do believe there's haunted objects. I don't believe this doll that they're hauling around the country, and I'm pretty sure you had to get tickets to see this doll. Hey, and I would buy a ticket to see the doll.
I would.
You know,
too.
I would.
Heck yeah.
You know, it's down in history. So yeah, I would. I've spent money on a lot less. So yeah, I would. I don't, Lee. I don't know if it's up for debate or not. I'm trying to make a reason why it would be haunted. Why would it be haunted? I don't think it's haunted, but is it possible for all the energy it's been receiving, all the thought forms going to it, to make it put off something?
You mean like
this doll right here? This doll right here. I can't tell you the history on this doll. We picked this doll up at an antique shop. We've been looking for a long, long time. Sometimes we can go to it with EMF K2 meter. And it'll light it up a little bit. We've had it one day where lit it up a lot. It lit it up, and it seemed like it was trying to talk through it. And we've been right back to it the next day and zero, nothing. And Angel, I don't know. Angel was joking when you walked away. He said he thought Andy was moving behind me a little while ago. First thing I did is broke my neck to check it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should have turned around and video, dropped everything you were doing.
Yeah. So yeah, Lee, I guess it can be up for debate. My thought is it is not haunted. I'm kind of like Yvette. The doll's not haunted. I'm gonna play the other video that she did because people now are blaming this doll. They're blaming this doll for burning down the old plantation house. Inmates escaping from prison. So I'm gonna play her video. She says it better than I can.
So people are blaming Annabelle for the fire at Nottoway Plantation. Yes, this doll supposedly burned down Nottoway Plantation. Now let's be real. Blaming a haunted doll for the burning down of a plantation is more than just bizarre. It turns real-world harm, racism, and generational trauma into a spooky campfire story. It shifts the conversation away from a place that was built on human suffering and turns it into a supernatural scapegoat. But let's entertain the idea for a second. If Annabelle did do it, then maybe she's not the villain. Maybe she's the anti-colonial queen that we didn't know we needed. Chaotic good, arsonist energy. This could be her hero origin story. But jokes aside, this is exactly why we have to be careful with how we frame paranormal narratives, especially when they intersect with sites of real violence and human oppression. When we blame a doll for the destruction of a plantation, we're not confronting the legacy of what that place represented. We're just giving it a spooky detour. And yet, if Annabelle helped erase even one more monument to white supremacy, I'd say she's earned her icon status. So maybe she's not cursed, and instead, maybe she's empowered. And maybe, instead of demonizing her, we should be thanking her. So people are blaming Annabelle for the fire at Nottoway Plantation.
Let me reduce that. That'll be it for a few minutes. So yeah, same thing. That doll didn't burn down that plantation house. You know.
No.
Anyway, that doll's not haunted. Take that doll on back to where it came from, put it back in the museum, and let it keep them lights turned on with them ticket draws that's going.
Yeah.
I wonder how many other objects are in Ed and Lorraine Warren's museum. I bet there's a lot of stuff in there. Probably not like a Zach Bagans museum, but I bet there's a lot of stuff in there for sure.
Yeah.
Do you know of any other items in Ed and Lorraine Warren's museum?
Yeah. Do you remember the Conjuring movie that just came out a few years ago that they keep making movies based off of?
Sure.
The little wind up thing, and it's got where it flips up and there's a mirror in it.
Yeah.
That's in there, and I believe
there's probably a lot of things. We'll have to look it up and see what's in there.
The Devil's Rocking Chair was in there until Zach put it in his museum.
I heard Zach's museum is loaded with things in it.
Yeah. He's got Ted Bundy car, I think.
Yvette, I was just thinking the same thing. Maybe you need to. The funny thing, of course, it would work way out here in the boonies where we're at. Riley was like, "Man, we're going to start getting some more haunted objects, and we're going to take part of this apartment and turn it into a museum and charge for admission."
Hey, I already got the builders on standby. Dad don't even know about that.
Oh,
But I've
yeah.
already had a conversation with them.
I am the builder. What are you talking about?
No.
I am the builder. Unless you're paying a big, nice bill, you better discuss those things with me. You get doing the old saying, you get the cart before the horse.
No.
Yeah.
Mama's pocketbook.
No, your mama ain't interested in no haunted objects, no museums. I promise you, it's not going to happen. Anyway, I'm like, Yvette, you should start charging for yours for sure. But you got some freaky dolls.
As Yvette thought she was telling us about her haunted dolls and stuff and made me have to kick for it.
That's true. So yeah, just a quick rundown. Pennhurst Asylum, the Paracon was amazing. I'm just hitting some quick things. I want to make sure I didn't say first week in October there will be another Paracon PD Region Paranormal in South Carolina. Golly, I'm so terrible. I need to look back and see. Was it the old house? Brian, if you're watching tonight, my apologies. I know you've seen it to me. I'm gonna find it.
It's in my pictures. Are you looking for the name of the place?
I was thinking about the location. Yeah. I found it. The Holiday House.
Yeah.
I wanted to say the Holiday House, but I couldn't think of it.
It used to be
So it'll be called the Holiday House Spirit Summit 2025. And like I said, it'll be a Paracon. And it'll be first week in October, which is going to be great. There will be another large Paracon in North Carolina next September, put on by Only Phantoms Jason Smith, Robbie with Mysterium Inc., Down South Supernatural. We are not doing it ourselves. Don't even think we're jumping over that. We're helping those guys any way we can. We will be doing a Paracon at the Devil's Tramping Ground next September. It's set up. It's already been approved by the owners. They're just trying to put everything together. It'll be a 2-day Paracon too, guys. It won't be a little one. It'll be a 2-day Paracon. Food trucks. I think there's even talk of bands. It's going to be a big deal, but it takes a lot of planning. They run out of time this year. It was supposed to be in October. They put it back, but it's going to be in September next year. With that being said, we Down South Supernatural. We've been jumping out. We've been going a lot of places lately. Absolutely, Yvette. Y'all need to be a part of it. Both of them. Check it out in South Carolina. That one's it's not deep in South Carolina. It's in the Myrtle Beach area. So that's not too far. That's just across the South Carolina line. So it'd be close to the ocean, not far from the water, so you can get a cool motel room. And that time of year, it shouldn't be too dang busy neither in Myrtle Beach. But we're going to get back to Riley and I. We're going to get back to what we do and what we enjoy. We're going to start doing more lives when we're out investigating. We've been going with a lot of parties and a lot of friends lately, and we try not to ruin other people's videos, so we don't post anything much anymore. But we're going to start with this weekend. This weekend, we will be going to Beaufort, North Carolina. Probably on Saturday, maybe Sunday. I'm not sure. Probably not. But we'll be going down to Beaufort, and we'll be going to a place we've been before. We did a little short investigation. We couldn't do a lot of investigating because there was so many people coming. And I say old burying ground, guys. It is just that. It is a cemetery. A lot of the graves in there are from before the Civil War. I mean, early before the Civil War. And it is a very small graveyard. But the bones are packed in there, are they not? They are. You got to be careful walking in there. We're going to try to stay a little later. We were there early last year. We're going to try to hit a little bit later, a little closer. I think they close it at a certain time. Good possibility we might get run out, but we're going to stay and see. We're going to stay as late as we can and try to end up having the place to ourselves. You guys, if you haven't been there, check that grave, that cemetery out. It's really cool. It should be known for other things, but that graveyard is known for the little girl who was buried in a rum keg.
Yeah.
So this little girl, she longed to see England. It was the place of her birth. She was 10 or 12 years old. She begged her father to take her on a trading voyage back to London, away from the boredom of a colonial fishing village, Beaufort, North Carolina. Her mother hesitated, knowing the hazards of the sea, but she allowed the trip to go. She allowed the little girl to go. She just said, please bring my daughter back to Beaufort. Sometime on the way back, she ended up going with her father. On the way back, the little girl died aboard the ship. Don't know if she got sick. Don't know what happened to her. She died. Weeks from Beaufort, the grieving father chose his only option, short of tossing his daughter overboard. You know, as you can imagine, weeks have gone by. She's dead on the ship. Not like a ship now. They don't have a morgue on them. They don't have an AC morgue or a freezer to keep the body from basically decaying. Anyway, he was worried, so he said, his option was throwing his daughter overboard, and I can't imagine having to do that. So I kind of feel that to this day. So he had a rum barrel, and he stuffed his little girl in it and sealed it off. When they got back to Beaufort later on, they buried the whole rum barrel was buried in this graveyard. And if you go, it's not hard to find it. I mean, you don't see the rum barrel sticking up, but what you do, you see people have laid gifts all over it. It's just a really, really neat thing.
It really is.
Like I said, we were there. Let's see if I can add her back. That's a picture of the actual grave, what it looks like. Of course, when we went last year, there was stuff all over the grave. But if you haven't seen it, we're going to bring it to you this weekend.
We are.
Either Saturday or Sunday. Not sure what day. We'll keep up with it. We're going to go. We're going to investigate here. We got a few new contraptions we want to break out. And you guys know we love cemeteries. It seems like we get a lot of communication in cemeteries.
As morbid as that sounds.
Yeah, it does sound weird. It does sound weird. Hey, check out the Paranormal Couple on Facebook. Man, they're growing by leaps and bounds. And guess what they do? They go to cemeteries every day.
Yeah.
Every day. And they got one heck of a Facebook following, too. So, man, they got it going on.
And TikTok.
Anyway, so I'll remove that. So that's bringing y'all up to date, guys.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. Had a good time. We will be, like I said, doing an investigation this weekend from the old burying ground in Beaufort, North Carolina. Don't drive by and scream and holler and get us kicked out. It is right dead in town. So if you know we're there, don't show out. Don't get us in trouble.
Don't be that guy.
It's kind of trapped. It's right. When I tell you it's beside a church, it is in the church grounds, right beside the church building.
Yeah.
It's on an open block. You can walk around the block. You can see it. You can look in the fence. So we'll see what happens. We're gonna take that chance this weekend.
Yeah.
So.
And that polter pot on that shelf by Andy is ready.
Yeah, polter pot will be charged up and be ready this week.
Yeah.
I don't know what that loud noise was.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, guys, that is our live for this week. What you got? You good on that? You good?
I'm good.
That's our live for this week. We appreciate everybody being on. Check out Haunted Angels this Saturday. I think Yvette said 4:30. They'll be dropping their OSR video, and I know it's going to be a good one. So check those cool ladies out. No, please don't drive. Well, you might start on me, Yvette, if you drive by. You won't scare him. He's tough to scare. But you probably start on me if you do that.
I was like, who the hell's crazy self was that?
Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for joining us this Wednesday night live. It is episode 110, not 109. I have really. We look back, and about 6 weeks ago, I missed the countdown. Imagine that. Can you believe I missed something up?
I can't.
Yeah, you can. Anyway, sorry you couldn't get any audio of our Paracon, Pennhurst Paracon. And I don't know, we heard it loud and clear. It's funny, maybe I did not click the button like I thought I did because they were able to hear Alex. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I messed it up again.
You did
Anyway.
good.
Anyway, guys, message Riley Sasser. You guys message Riley for a free T-shirt.
You did good. Cookie for you.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. It's not even my birthday. Hit him up. We're still giving away Down South T-shirts. We got to get them out of here. So hit Riley up, message Riley your address and your shirt size, and we're going to be shipping them out Friday. I'll be at the store, and he'll be there, and we're going to ship them out Friday. So you'll get your shirts in the next day or two. But please, if you want a free Down South shirt, message Riley. Message your address, and I said don't put addresses up here. They ain't no telling what somebody might send you. So message Riley and give your address and your shirt size. But anyway, guys, we're through for tonight. We appreciate you being on.
Thank you all.
Another Wednesday Night Live is down. Enjoy the rest of your week. Hope it's a great week for you. The weekend's not far away. Close it off for us.
And until then, the graveyard investigation this weekend. Until then, y'all, you can catch us at that
Down South out. Good night, everybody.